Hey everybody, Asher here, and we are back with even more Remnants of the Precursors. We are picking up where we left off last stream as these space rocks, as these Silicoid. And man, I have gotten a lot of feedback from you all just in terms of play and in terms of what's going on, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have some more people coming in here during the stream at some point, but I will say that this is a slightly different time from when I usually stream, so if people make it great, if you're watching on the VOD or watching on YouTube, hello, welcome, thank you for being here. So, we're going to start this turn with a little bit of a micromanagement, in a way, because that's kind of what we do here. Our tech situation right now, we're primarily focusing on computers, a little bit on weapons, just because we want to get the Hyper-V rockets done, just so that we can turn around and push, like, the update, or push weapons, put out some new loadouts for everything. And then we'll move to some other stuff. Maybe it'll be construction, it'll definitely be computers at some point. Maybe propulsion as well, because there's a few things that we are going to have to deal with in the coming turns. One of them is the fact that if we look at, and this is not the view that I want here, our colonies are growing, but they still need to, like, grow up and become big and strong. Like, a lot of our border colonies are sad. Calcite is just always going to be sad. Another thing that was pointed out to me is that there are multiple AIs that are being used in the save, and we don't really know exactly who the Darlocks are. We don't exactly know who the Terrans are, other than they are at war with each other. And we know the Terrans have met a Mershan at some point, and met a Bulrathi at some point. But we also have another note about the Sakura, who Xilmi had mentioned before, maybe one of those AIs, or maybe one of his AIs. And it turns out, if we look at the status here, Silicoid versus Sakura, maybe just compared to everybody, the Sakura seems to be doing pretty good. Like, we happen to have more planets, but they're trying their best. So not only is that going to be a problem trying to expand to the south, I have a feeling that going to war to the south may also be a bit of an issue. Now, I do have a colony ship that is coming down to Ametrine very, very slowly. Especially knowing what kind of AI the Sakura are now, I'm especially concerned about whether I'm going to get there in time. I should be able to get some fighters on there. If that's good enough, I don't know for sure, because if we look at our races here, just once again in terms of the comparison, our fleet strength sucks even compared to the Terrans. And the Darlocks obviously aren't doing a lot. But still, those two are kind of small. And if we look at the Terrans real quick, they have one large ship. That may just be a colony ship. Kind of the same here. They have one ship. It may be a colony ship. These guys, I love Gecko and then Dinosaur. We don't really know a lot about them yet. While we're here, might as well just take a look at it this way. In terms of techs, we're a little behind. And I kind of knew going in with the Silicoids that we'd be a little behind. But we're going to hope that with computers and spying and all of that good stuff, that hopefully we can steal some things later on. In fact, I should probably put some spy orders here. I think we're gonna try to espionage the Terrans at this point. I don't want to do too much to piss off the Sakura any more than I already can or already have. So let's look at our other planets here. We're going to just kind of go from the top. We have Kryzlon, which is still going through a little bit of terraforming, a little bit of growth. I really want them to build up and finish this population, so let's actually get that up just a little bit here. This planet is terrible. Ultra poor, size 61, but really isn't doing too much other than terraforming right now. We'll have to deal with that later. Opal, kind of the same thing. It's trying to build up some defenses. We don't really want this to be building up defenses right now. We want you to be growing, which right now, terraforming's good. We want you to build more factories at this point, because you are going to have a slightly better population here. So that's fine. Like 20 to 40 is okay. We want them to build up into some other stuff here. So Cryol, we'll just cry about this a little bit. Honestly, their factory situation's really good, and I just sent some population away from them. What I'm gonna probably need to do is to rebuild that population. So instead of doing 11 factories a year, let's see if we can get a little bit of that growth back, because we're pretty nearly maxed out right now. This place, not too much to do with it other than it's a poor planet that could potentially have a lot of factories, but it's going to take some time to get there. We'll let this grow kind of organically. I've thought about Seraphim, and I've thought about, oh, what's this place called? This unexplored area that we can't ever get to. I think Seraphim may be a good place to grab just because it's size 50. We can't send a colony ship there yet, though, so we'd need to get some more propulsion tech. The better target at this point is Ametrine, who is a fertile size 70 planet. That's going to be really important for some later stuff here. And it looks like this gecko's already been trying to explore. The humans are exploring over here as well. I have some concerns the humans are going to try to take Finnac as well, but I can't really do anything about that until we colonize down here. Other than sending some fighters. How many fighters can we send? Can we send any fighters? I don't know. Right now it looks like those fighters are in transit, so clearly we can't send them yet. Alright. And I think this may be just out of range. Alright. So let's go ahead and send y'all down there. That's fine. So, over here. You're trying to... yeah, we don't want to rally over here. I said last time that I make this mistake sometimes. I just will click on things and set rally points that I really don't mean to. Kimbrel, okay, we're obviously terraforming here. This is going to be a very strong planet eventually just because of its size. Then there's another thing I can do with colonies here if we do our... it's one of these views. It's not one of these, though. I need to remember how to actually go through and make it so that when I go to my systems here, I'm not automatically building defenses. But we'll just play whack-a-mole with it for now. I got some good comments to that effect too, and I meant to do it. Maybe I already did it in stream, but I doubt it. Garnet is good at this point. I don't mind them building defenses because I expect some southern border tension at this point. In fact, maybe we want more than one. Nah, we just want one. All right, we want them to grow. We want them to grow and be big and strong. So, Anthrac, what a happy colony to be building a colony ship. Once it's done with the ship, we still want it to like boost its population, so we're going to try to work from that here. So the plan's going to be possibly colonizing from Anthrac, depending on how things go. We need to get our propulsion tech up. We may be getting Hyper-V rockets soon. I could try to gamble on getting that 10%, but I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the daily report here. So we don't have... we don't really have too much to talk about just yet, other than I'm a little anxious to hit the next turn button because things could go very downhill in just a second. So let's hit that next turn button. So we got a fighter and a colony ship. And unlike last time, I need to really not screw up with saying, oh, by the way, colony ship, let's go. So Azura's completed environmental terraforming. That's good. We're just going to do this now. We don't want you doing defenses. Not here. In fact, we're going to bump this down to 0. I think Azur's okay pumping out ships right now. I'd like a little bit of growth. So that's fine. Cryslon has reached its maximum of factories. That's good. We need the tech up here. Alright. Yeah, if I was going to colonize over here, it'd be from Krylon, but we can't necessarily reach it here. Fulgor, we are going to need some defenses. So this is fine. If anything, I'd love to have just a little bit of growth, and it looks like we're pretty close to getting some growth. Our rich Silicoid world of Garnet just needs growth at this point, and that's Grace. Grace, great. Can't even talk. Okay. And then Opal's completed terraforming, and it's just trying to build industries right now. Let's bump this up. Can we get... How much do we have to sacrifice to get 2? We have to sacrifice a lot to get 2, but it's okay. So, we have these guys who don't really know where they're going. We don't have scanners just yet. And this is where improved robotic controls is a really good tech, but we need to we need to see how much we can build inward versus how much we're going to be able to do outward here. So right now we're not fighting here. We have surveyors here. They're stacking up. Ooh, they're stacking up a lot. So one of the questions is, are they coming after me over here, or are they coming after me over here, or are they going after the Darlocks, who are probably not going to backstab us because they are actually honorable. So we'll see. And we have a new spy report. FreeSpyReport.com. They shut down one of our spy networks. That's cool. We're okay here. We're okay here. We're not really wanting to do too much here other than hide. So one thing that does stink a little bit that we're cut on the corners that we can only pick from, or we're stuck on the corners that we can only pick from a few places that we can spy. But before I forget, let's move our colony ship down here. I'd love to move it over here, but we're going to get a range notice again. So one of these will get there first. They're probably going to get here. Well, where's our colony ship? Our colony ship's up here. So this one's probably getting there first. And otherwise, we have some factories. We have some bases. Yeah, once again, just a little bit of growth on Caribbean would be nice. And we do want to put at least a small show of force up here. Our fighters aren't great, but they will be great in due time. This scout's running because it can. And I think we're good-ish. Okay, 2 more fighters. So you've completed environmental terraforming. Congratulations. And you've reached your maximum population. So we can't grow. We can mainly tech at this point. I'm gonna keep it kind of like this for now. So this is gonna be our primary research here. But you guys, like I said, you are terrible, and you should feel terrible. So we're still gonna use you to build people at this point. Opal's okay. You guys are okay. Just a little bit of growth with a little bit of industry. In fact, this industry is probably pretty close to being ready, isn't it? Okay, so that goes into reserve. That's fine. So we'll get a little bit of tech points. What a happy planet. And then same kind of for here. We need a little bit of growth. It's poor industry, so it's going to have to take some time. But hopefully, I'm kind of hoping, if anything, if I get in a fight with these guys, wow. Okay, we can see how far they've expanded now. So they started down here, and they've been working their way up this way. I wonder who's stopping them over here, or if we're just the wall that they bumped into. I also wonder if that's a colony ship. It's probably a ship that's going between there and there. But yeah, this is where we want to converge on for sure. Because if I'm going to get in a fight right now, I'd rather it be with the Terrans. Sakharin shut down one of our spy networks. Well, we still see where your planets are, so that's fine. Next turn, I guess. All right, so we have a toxic size 30 planet. Not really great, other than the fact that only we are the ones that can produce it here. So hey, Gouda, this is how we law. Yeah, this is what we do. Just bouts of random anxiety throughout the day with, oh my god, let me calm down and play a little bit of this versus, oh my god, what's coming at me right now. And of course, you're here, and now it's like, do I need to check my phone? Did I miss something? But how are you doing today, Gouda? Cryol has reached its industry maximum. Yay! We do not... Well, we do kind of want defenses on you, but... You know, I'll just let that ride right now. Because this is going to be one of our frontline planets at this point. And you've completed all your missile bases. Congratulations. We can definitely use this to pump out some ships here. In just a little bit. I'd really like to have this tech actually finished, though. Oh, man. You having lazy prosecutors. Well, congratulations. I don't have that benefit. Or at least the ones that are lazy don't return my calls. So they have 150 factories. That's nice. We've already been through this. So, you guys aren't here. We're about to shove the humans off of this place. We're keeping our scout here. I think they're keeping a scout here for kind of the same reason. So it's a race to colonize at this point. That's not the position I really want to be in, but that's the position that we are in. And I wonder at this point, Anthrek is still trying to... Ooh, we didn't want to build another colony ship. I guess I'm going to just build it, just so we have it, and we'll go after this planet, because the Terrans at this point may actually research Barren, and I mean a size 40 Barren planet with no penalties is okay, but I really need to do my micro here and just say, hey, wait a minute, let's not build another colony ship after this. Like, this is the last time. Okay, so Crazy, in case she cares about... Yeah, no, I've run into that too. Okay, we shut down one spy from the Terrans, and they confessed to spying activities. Well, that's nice. Can we actually steal something from you guys? Like, there's like a lot of text that people have that I wouldn't mind having. Let's see. What are we researching again? The better question is, if we want to do some trade here, can we exchange technology like this? Improved Industrial Tech 9. Yeah, that's cheaper. That's fine. So Battle Computer Mark II is good, because that'll let us shoot things a little bit harder, a little bit faster, a little bit better. And then I think that's probably all we gotta do here, because they are still at war with the Terrans, and I don't really want to get sucked in with that. Interesting that these guys haven't met other people either, so I don't really know what's holding them up. Alright, well, we've got a lot more tech going on right now, so let's just get another fighter. Look at these trustworthy guys. Totally nothing wrong with the Darlocks here. Okay, so they're up to their maximum of 150 factories, which means we need growth. We need ship in 1 turn, please. Thank you. These sliders are a little bit of a hassle to deal with, but we'll make it work. That's fine. A little awkward, but it's fine. Completed their terraforming. Congratulations. You still need more people. And then they've reached their maximum population, so that's nice. Now, one tip that I got in the last stream that's really good for me to know here is that this reserve thing means that they're literally dumping money into our bank account down here. So that's really nice. But we also want these guys to eventually be pumping out ships, because they are a rich planet, so that'll be a thing. We're getting really unlucky. We have a 50-50 chance, I think that's how it works, of discovering this, and we've been like a bunch of turns without being able to do so. They shut down one of our spy networks, and they recently learned the Hyper-V rockets that we're researching. So they didn't learn it from us. At least that. Alright, so colony ship in 1 turn. Thought it was supposed to be 1 turn last turn. I'm already losing my mind. Okay. And for some reason, you're still flying over here, so that's trouble. But we do have fighters here now. What I want to know is, why can't we knock you guys off? Or are you just passing through? I guess we'll know when we get battle scanners. Let's hit another turn here. Colony ship and fighters. Look! Swift missiles that explode for 6 points of damage. We like that. So we increase the defense ratios. Nah. Alright, what do we want? I mean, fusion bombs are good if we're going to be invading people. I think Gatling lasers easy enough to get. We don't really know a lot about our opponent's ships right now. Like, we don't see them having shields, but it's still really early in the game. So here's the race to colonize. And we got you all over here. Let's just drop this here. We'll put not all 13 fighters, but maybe like 7 fighters right here. This is fine. Okay, so we need y'all to just be you can grow later. Right now, 49 population for 16 in factories. Not very good. Let's reevaluate our life here. Like right now, our propulsion for nuclear engines is good and kind of what we want. You know, with nuclear engines, that means that okay, that doesn't really affect the distance with which we can do things. So I think this is okay. I think we can drop weapons even further. I don't think we need to worry about as much about that. Huh. Death spores I'm not very excited about. I'm a little annoyed that we have that. So let's put some in construction. This is fine. A little more in computers. This is okay. Alright. Spying again. Everybody spies. They shut down one of our spy networks. Of course they did. Alright. You are a bold one, sir. Where are you where are you trying to fly to? I guess if we had battle scanners we could find out. Maybe that's something we can get later on, or maybe we can trade for it. Deep space scanner from the Sacra. I don't know if they'll trade that to us. We could try. Oh, we could see. What do they want for that? Okay, we are back to ripping off the AI here. So hydrogen fuel cells, which they clearly have a superior version of. Let's give them that. And we'll go ahead and get that kind of tech here. So since we're wheeling and dealing to try and get ourselves back in the tech game, like I'd love to get deep space scanners. That'd be nice. Oh, the Terran are far beyond your technology. Well, thanks. Well, hey, Ray, hope you're doing good today. Yeah, this is a great time to look and say, work on bugs or watch someone else run their face into a terrifying AI. Because these guys are bad. And they're getting bigger. But yeah, hope you're doing good today, Ray. I am currently attempting to colonize, like, hell, and we'll see how that goes. Caribbean is obviously doing very good here now. We'll need to be ready to dump some population down here, but I've just got to get my industry up on some of these places. Which means, what did I say we were going to do here? We're going to stop building colony ships. You can just go for tech for now, I guess. One thing about designs, though, if we want to do a different type of ship. So we had been looking before at a medium ship, and I didn't know how to count my guns. So that's always a fun start to any meal of the day. But now we do have Hyper-V rockets. I could do an 88 here. That gives me a little bit of space. I'd love to get Titanium 2 armor, but I'm going to agree with more veteran players and say, hey, maybe we don't need all that. I love that the Mark II computer is a pretty efficient use of space. EMC jammer, unfortunately a little heavy. But we can fit an EMC jammer. Well, first off, we need to actually load the rockets in here. So see, therein lies our problem. It looks like we either get to have a heavy laser or we get to have rockets, but not necessarily both. Because that's a lot of weight. But at least we have them. So maybe what we do here is we drop you down. Like if we strip everything out of here, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So right now, this is a medium ship. It has no shields. Can't even fit one shield. But it can fit Mark II combat computers. Or it can fit jammers. If these are just medium ships, I guess the question becomes, how much do I care about them being able to live through fights versus me churning them out? So we'll figure that. I guess we'll save that for a rainy day and say, you know what, we're pretty close to our space here. The thing about a medium hull is that they can't have everything, but we do want to be able to hit our opponents. So between rockets and a a heavy laser. Hopefully they can. I mean, that's 2 shots of rockets. Would be nice to have a little bit of missile defense, but once again, we can't have everything in this hull. So let's give it a shot here, since everyone's just looking at me saying, well, maybe. I mean, we could do some stuff with some larger ships later, and this is where I'm going to run into trouble, because I come up with dumb names for things, and then I forget what they mean later. So for now, we're just going to call this, hey, laser missile something. I don't know. See, I could be more creative. I could have had like a whole spreadsheet of here's all these different minerals that I could name things after here. But we're just going to call it this. Right now, we don't have a lot of plans of using the bomber. We don't have a lot of plans of using the destroyer. I mean, this is objectively better than the destroyer, so we can scrap that design. We don't need to worry about having another colony ship. We don't want to get rid of our fighters. We could change our scouts. This may be a good time to honestly change our scouts here, because we are not going to be able to go much farther here right now. So if we do a small thing and we clear this, we make it look like a more interesting tiny ship. That's fine. We do want reserve fuel tanks, but can we also fit in a battle scanner? The answer is no. Well, that's a little annoying. So I guess it's either one or the other. Well, we can't. It's right, none or the other, apparently. Well, that's fun. All right. Apparently, a battle scanner is really large, so we'll deal with that another time. I mean, there's tech that lets us do this. So, Terran shut down one of our people. Yada yada yada. How are we doing? Let's look at actually our systems here. So we have places that we can explore. We don't have anywhere that's really too exciting to expand that the game doesn't really know. We need to fix some things here. We need to pump out the factories here. We need to this poor thing just needs to be taken behind the shed and fed something that'll make it grow. And then exterminate. We don't have anything to exterminate just yet, but we do need to get some defenses on some of our border places. So, next turn. All right, thank you. Look, that's a friendly little space frog with interesting robot eyes. I love the art here. So, we don't really care about pollution, but it is a tech that we now have, so maybe I could have been more efficient here. But giving them some trade hopefully will develop some diplomacy somewhere down the road. Okay, so we have 80 buildable factories. We need more defenses here on the border for sure, so that's absolutely what we're going to do. Garnet's completed all of its missile bases of just one. So we need to look at where our production centers are at this point, because we need to start thinking defense. Like if we start doing the, hey, you're a rich planet, so we don't want to do this. We want to do up here. So if we can produce one per year and maybe set a, can we set a rally point from here? Yes, by pushing this button. This is kind of what I want to know. I guess we set the rally point here for now, and then once we colonize these, we'll put them down here. Got a bunch of tiny fighters. Yeah, I agree. The it's just amazing, the artwork all around. I'm just very impressed by this. Just like I said before in the other stream, as someone who is very artistically challenged, just seeing the kind of creativity that people can put into some different things, everything feels very different. None of this really feels like generic sci-fi at all, which is something you might expect from a 90s game remake. Okay, so Saccharin confessed to ongoing espionage activities. Well, it's not really stopping anybody from doing anything here. Alright, so tech, we're almost there. Like, computers are going to be kind of our hallmark here. So that's okay. We just need to get our colonies kind of back online here. So I don't mind you guys doing tech. I do want you to start doing different production, though. So we'll do it like this. We'll just knock off that research for just a minute, and you'll do a ship every 2 years. And as they continue to grow, I mean, it's better than the alternative. Right now, this is a big research base. That's fine. Right now, we're still building up some industry here. Is that really necessary? Yeah. I mean, they're almost fully grown after this turn, and then we can put that into something else. We said we wanted defenses here. We have a scout and a fighter up here. Can we send the scout back to, like, right here? Not via right-click. I still make that mistake. But at least this way, I want to kind of poke and see, is there anybody over here? Like, we don't have a lot of espionage on these dudes, so we can't really see what they're doing. And Calcite, you're trying your best to grow. And there's no planets in there, so that's fine. Next turn! And we got our first laser missile. Hey, hey. Oh, we got a technology that we can steal from the Terrans. Look, they are so far ahead in technology that literally we can only steal hand lasers. Yay! Personal lasers add 5 to your ground combat rolls, which is important eventually. Okay, so they've done good. Opal, I am gonna sit you down. I mean, you know what? Let's just have... I think we really need to start showing other people that, you know what, you shouldn't really mess with us very much. So we'll do it like that. Opal's just going to start producing ships. We're going to send some of those ships over here. So we need to make kind of like a border presence at this point. So even more spying activity. We get spying every turn. And it doesn't look like we were caught. How fun. So let's see. What are these guys doing? Are they... I think we're actually not going to have to deal with the colony ship coming over here, which would be nice. Famous last words. So right now, we just want you to continue growing, continue being tech output. This is just going to be continuing tech output. Right now, we just need to grow. That's really what it boils down to. We're making up for lost time here. All right, so right now you're rallying over there, which is okay. Like I said, we'll reset the rally point for this. Just a minute. Oh, they protest our ships being there. Our intelligence bureau has provided a new report on recent spying activity. I'm sure it has. We've shut down even more spy networks. Okay, so we can see this place now. This is a minimal planet. I don't remember exactly what the Sakura perks are, but they're apparently all about terraforming. So we'll see what they do with that. I would like to actually see here. Can we just nip this in the bud now? Can we propose a non-aggression pact? Well, that's fine. Can we propose a trade treaty? That's fine. I'll feed the advanced AI more money. While we're here, can we up this as well? There we go. Exchange technology. Ha! We need no Silicoid toys. All right. That's fine. Are you guys still at war? You are still at war. So if we look over here at the status of everybody, it looks like the Terrans are winning that war pretty hard. Just based off of this. And it looks like we are currently at a technology advantage just because we've been able to get some lower level techs from everybody else. So that's all well and good. All right. So hopefully this is the turn where we can take this on. Like I have some concerns about them trying to go after here next, but only so much we can do. Yes, let's build a colony. Look, nothing like ocean rocks. In the year 12499, almost a big 12500. All right, so this system's been colonized. We are now in their space. They are now in our space. Hello, border tensions. Alright. It's fertile. So that's good. They have maximum 75 colonists. Well, I got some news for you, Anthrek. I really need you to send some transports down here. Let's send probably like 25 people. We're going to do the same thing over here because y'all have a lot of excess. Let's send transports over here. Let's send like 12. Like this place just needs to build up factories. We're not really concerned about defenses here at this point. Garnet's okay. Carabib's actually really good. Can even probably afford to send like 10 population here just to get them started. And then our next colony ship. We can't reroute in space, but we can go ahead just to try to consolidate our holdings a little bit here. Just to push off any sort of forward settling. We can do this. We can take you guys. I hope I didn't just accidentally... I'm going to right click just to make sure here. So, okay. Rally point. Now you rally here. That's not what I wanted. Set rally point. There we go. Gotta watch the clicking just a little bit. So we have Terrans that aren't doing a lot. We have a little more range here. We could potentially poke in with the scout. I think I will do that. I mean, what are they going to do? Shout at us? There's a lot of things they can do. But I think my biggest goal right now is just to stay ahead of the curve as best we can. So we'll let this population keep growing. And then maybe eventually... Like, look at this. This makes me so sad. It potentially has 130 industry, but it's never going to get there. Never, ever, ever. Okay, so improved eco restoration. Well, that's fun. So right now the Sacra do have more power than us, but that's because their fleet strength is better than ours by a lot. The Terran's fleet strength is better than ours. I'd love to see the Terrans and the Sacra get in a fight, but I'm pretty sure they'd both would just rather dogpile on me at this point. It's a little concerning. So, I didn't forget anybody. We don't have the means to go too far this way. And then I guess we can save sending some transports from our home base over here down to here from the next time, because there's going to be a little bit of an ebb and flow. We've got a reinforced population here and here. That's just kind of part of the fast expanding. In fact, Canvas seems to be having a population boom once again because it's a poor planet. Just like the factories aren't there, but we can breed pebbles. There's a joke there, but I need to come up with some new material. So, 3 laser missiles all at once. Okay, Azure is a happy place. So now it just needs some people. And it just needs to keep pumping out ships. Fulgor has completed 5 missile bases. Congratulations. You can now work on growing. And then I guess I need to... That was easy. You want to become famous? No. Also, please leave. Alright. So we like 5 missile bases. That's good. Guess at this point we just let them grow. Like we have other tech that's trying its best right now, but there's only so much we can do. At some point we just need to build up our forces and decide what target we want to take. Like there's Raptor. Raptor is probably coming for Fenak, if I'm being honest. Because that looks like a colony ship. Well, you know, we haven't seen this one in a while. It's entirely possible they redesigned their colony ships. And once again, one of the interesting things about this game is that a lot of the military power and stuff boils down kind of to like, fleet strength is going to boil down a little bit to, like, colony ships at this point. I'm not sure if it stays that way the whole game, but I mean, it's just part of it. That's one reason I'm trying to pump out some medium ships here. In fact, hopefully we're not screwing ourselves here. Like, if we look at the Terrans, they've got a variety of ships now, but we don't know if they have things like shields and stuff, because that could cause some problems. Alright, next year. Alright, improved robotic controls allows 3 factories to be operated per population. Half the standard cost of each factory. Yes, we want to do that now. Alright, improved space scanner is probably our best bet. The EMC jammers are good, but we want to be going really hard. We want to be leaning really hard into computers right now. Alright. I'm just going to take a quick moment to not panic and look over here. Alright, just spam. We love spam. Actually, we hate spam. Wars of Opportunity, where you can be attacked simply for trying to coast through the game without building ships. Yeah, that's definitely a good approach, just to be like, the computer realizes that you're just trying to tech up and not do anything. That's a good way to roll over here. So I do definitely want to put a show force. I'm just not sure of, like, is my place... And we'd need to invest some money in here. For sure. 200 billion credits is good enough. I mean, we'll need some people in there. But... yeah, I always wonder, is there an upkeep cost for having all these ships? I haven't noticed one so far. But yeah, we'll need to send some population here pretty soon. Don't have a lot we can do here. We still want propulsion. We still want some weapons. Force fields and death spores. Maybe. Okay, for some reason... Oh, I know why we're not researching this turn. Because we're refitting for our factories. I think that's a little important. Considering the massive leap in production that we're about to have. Okay, so that's going to be a thing for a little bit. Hey, Modnar, hope you're doing good. 2% is the number for fleet stuff. So the reason that I'm not feeling the fleet bump yet in my budget is strictly because I have a tiny fleet. Let's see, Saccharine Conclave. Yeah, that's about the same. So we have a bunch of border tensions here. We're going to have even more border tensions here. But it's... the Terrans, I guess the Terrans are either boxed in or we just have done a terrible job spying because we haven't seen the rest of their places. Would kind of really like to get Hemat at this point. So there we go, more laser missile ships. And Modnar, by the way, you're welcome to pick apart my design here, but I have no shields on the laser rocket boat. Maybe that's not great. Maybe I should specialize and have some of each with shields on them. The big shift in the game status at this point is not really. I did manage to beat the AI colonizing down here, and it looks like I'm going to beat colonizing down there. But if there's a big shift, it's still coming. In fact, I'm pretty sure we still have a war here as well. They don't like us because we have more systems than they do. Wah, but they like us okay. These guys like us okay because we're trading with them. And that's going to build up slowly over time. They just don't like we have a lot of systems. And the Darloks, we have no idea because we will never have an idea. All right, next turn. And definitely build a new colony here. Hooray. I don't know why that sounded like flushing a toilet, but it did. All right, so once more into the breach as we go onto the lovely desert planet, which is always really interesting to me in that you look at like space stuff and you look at all these planets and they're very samey around like their entire planet. You see this in a lot of games where like you have a desert planet, a taiga planet, an ocean planet makes more sense. But like a Terran world or something like Kryzlon up here, I know it's hard to represent kind of biodiversity, or especially plant diversity, climate diversity on there. But I'm curious about how that could work. Maybe not in a game like this where there's a macro scope, but I think to like Kerbal Space Program, which I used to play a lot, you go to like, you'd fly to Duna and it's like Mars, that's fine. You fly to another place, it's just like a rocky planet, but you look at some of the mods and it's like, okay, here's a planet that's just like jungles all around, or Dyson Sphere Program, jungles all around. It's not always the same here. That's 195. They need some more support. No, I definitely understand that that's compatibility with Master of Orion, especially where Master of Orion throws people who are more used to modern games of like one planet per system. It's like, how? There's more planets in a system. It's like, yes, but it's a game at some point. But no, I've always been curious about people's approaches, like how do we look at planets from so far away with the technology that we're trying to use right now, which is one thing that the Webb Space Telescope has me really interested in seeing what new details we'll be able to see about exoplanets. I have a feeling there's a lot more for us to discover than just, this is a gas giant, this is a false gas giant, this is a rocky world, blah, blah, blah. But there's only so much we can know right now. The rest is theory and speculation. We don't want to do another colony ship right now. Although I can reach this. The question is, do I want to poke the bear with the humans? I think the answer is no, because I really need to pump out industry at this point. That's the wrong button. Like, if we look here, we're doing okay, but we can really up our production capacity, except for at Calcite. Calcite, it's at 8 factories now. We need to, but you're still a people place. You can have up to 195 factories, and it may not happen until the end of the game. That's hilarious. All right, so we got a bunch of ships going down here. We need to, not that. We need to, probably, since Azure, you're producing these here. Let's set a new rally point down here. If I could click that correctly. It's like, I want to click on the star, but I need to click on the area around the system. Let's see. So, I don't really know at this point. Our fleet strength is still, like, not holding a candle to the Terrans or the Sacra, for whatever reason. So, like, I'm just very curious about what exactly is going on here. And maybe I do need to big... That spending for factory building should not be subject to the ultra-poor penalty. You can try to use reserve spending on calcite. That's true. Let's try that. This is a planet that needs to well, that's not the button we want. Calcite. I mean, we have a lot of money in the reserve. Let's transfer here. And then let's transfer here. Now, I did promise that we'd send some population over here. So let's do that now. 24 population's fine. Azure's doing pretty good. So you can probably send just a little bit over here. Which means we need to put you back on growth a little bit. And then this is our people planet, but man, if this planet isn't just rocketing out stuff right now. In fact, well, let's see here. If we're able to do 3 per population, even though it's 3 per population, that's still like 40, 80, 120. So we're probably pretty close, but let's send some over here anyway. I hope I'm not misunderstanding how that works. All right. So you guys are good. We'll need to send some more population over here in just a minute. You guys are finally growing, which is awesome. And then this place is still not colonized, but I can't reach it. Tharbad is... all right. Wow, that was a really weird sound in the background. I don't know if that came up on the mic or not. All right. So I do wonder if we poke the bear here, but it doesn't seem like the humans are in any hurry to colonize a radiated rich system with 10 population. My concern is that the lizard people are. So the Daleks have shut down one of our spy networks. Congratulations. We're kind of half trying at this point. So spy reports every turn. Their spies tried to sabotage us. Well, that's great. All right, so you guys, right now you have one raptor sitting here. I bet this is a colony ship. I mean, we'll know eventually. We've really got to get our tech moving again, though. So how are we doing here? We're still refitting. These are still refitting. These are still refitting. All right. Maybe we don't refit as hard. Because we need some research. Right, we are going to build a colony here. Hooray! In the desert. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm still thinking of, like, taking a few planets here. Like, it seems like I'm not the only one that's thinking about these planets. They're kind of parking their ships on them. But I hope taking the fight to him will be easy at this point, because I guess one thing that I'm still trying to get a grasp on a little bit is the pacing in this game. Like, when do you push and when do you just decide not to push? I don't know if that makes sense. Spy reports. Oh my goodness. There is a tab for each race. I did not know that. Thank you very much, Ray. I'm just get so tunnel visioned over here with our glorious spy master. All right. So we'll need to figure this out. You can see that they're trying to build this up pretty fast. We do have population coming into all these places. You're gonna need industry out the butt. That sounds gross, but that's just the science. Okay. And now look at this, 11 industry per year. That's gonna be real good. Like that's such a powerful tech to get early. And you guys are still refitting. I don't know. Maybe we do just finish the refit. Getting a few more ships and techs drive faster would be a good before starting a fight. No, I agree. And right now, my tech here, I do have the Gatling laser, but that's more of a also ran. Man, my research is. Well, I changed my mind, and that's one bad thing you don't want to do is just changing your mind about what exactly am I deciding to do here. I thought maybe I should do some research from this place, but we're just going to focus on full refit at this point. So 2 more boats here. All right, nice. So full gore. Did we ever? Oh no! Oh no! So look, we're actually building factories now. That's fantastic. We never sent population here. That's a whoopsie. Definitely want to fix that. This should be fine. That should also be fine. And this should definitely be fine. All right, so this is... I guess this is a little bit of what happens when you get stuck in the corner. You guys need a little more... You'll need a little more population eventually, so that's fine. You're going to need a little more population, so that's fine. Kind of the same here, just a little bit of growth, a little bit of population. You, sir, have gone really far into our space. And I am not exactly a fan of that. All right. Well, we'll call this the building up part of the stream, as it were. So we have multiple tabs for multiple cats. We have a lot of things going. We have 2% production on developed colonies. So our spies aren't doing a very good job. In terms of tech, they have Duro Alloy, whatever. Improved Eco Restoration, which apparently doesn't affect us very much. Personal Deflector Shield, which would be pretty good. And Master the following technology is unknown to us. Okay. So right now we're not really, like, in a scary place here. And correct me if I'm wrong. Increasing your computer tech and everything, that does have an effect on other people's ability to spy on you and your ability to spy, right? Because I had read that somewhere, but I don't remember where I read it. And so I don't want to, like, spread misinformation. So we have 130 tech on Fulgore. I think... Let's see, how are we doing on tech? Like, once we get nuclear engines... Maybe we start thinking about making a large ship and just trying to build up with some of our stuff that's here, so that's fine. Spy reports. That we keep losing spy networks, but it's fine. So everyone's just kind of moving around. Okay, that's excellent. Thanks for letting me know, Monitor. I'm glad I'm at least getting correct information. All right, so we're trying to build up Buttercup at this point. Y'all need a little more growth. I mean, 10... Oh, you're still terraforming. Well, that's okay. Higher planetology levels will give you more production per population point. Okay, so that's another reason to go back into planetology. I think once I start back up with my, like, full-on research, what I'm going to do is equalize it and just bump up computers some. I think Silicoids, if I remember right, they do get a bonus on that. Ooh. Okay. Desert World. They don't like our ships being in that system. Well, maybe you shouldn't have colonized it. Let's see over here. This looks kind of like their home world, but it might not be. This is probably if it's called Sla, that probably actually is their home world, but good gracious, they have some good planets. All right. So we don't have any spy reports right now. We do have some discoveries that are attempting to be made. Right now, we're just trying to grow back our population in our factories. The investment advice that I got from you all was really good, so thank you for that. Because this is a much better industrial growth project here now. And what are you humans doing? Are you? Please tell me you're still at war. They are forever. They are in perpetual war. They really like that they're making a profit. So they don't hate us. But they do have some bigger ships. And if I remember right, we don't have the space scanner yet. We're just attempting to research it. All right, so whoa. Whoa. Hold on. What exactly are you doing, Socrates? I just got all excited here all of a sudden, and it looks like somebody decided, you know what, we really want Fenac for ourselves. And I think we're about to have a diplomatic incident here. They shut down one of our spy networks. They've recently learned nuclear engines. We're going to learn that too eventually. So this is what I'm going to do here. Since we're about to have some really good, exciting times here, I'm going to call this just a moment for the YouTube crowd. I'm going to split this up kind of like I did before into 2 separate little videos here. So, yay, very exciting. I think things are about to heat up quite a bit. Because it looks like we have the Wombo colony ship or bomber, space fighter, something. Or maybe they're just trying to pass through. Maybe they're just totally innocent and just out for a walk. But we know whose AI this is, and it is completely untrustworthy. So we'll do this again in just a minute. I'm going to put up the splash screen, take a quick water break, and we'll be right back. Thank you all for watching if you're watching on YouTube. See you next video. Otherwise, if you're on stream, be back in just a moment.